All right, the late afternoon slate on Sunday. Just 3 games, 2 of them on CBS. And highlighted by the Cowboys at Broncos. That's a marquee game of the week in the NFL at 4:25 Eastern time.
Could get loose.
Ooh, 49.5. We'll see. Is it, Pete?
Could be. You saw how loose they got in the second half, buddy.
Every Cowboy.
The Cowboys are always loose.
If you look at my picks, you see that might be loose.
Okay, so Cowboys are getting 3.5 in Denver against a Broncos team that has the longest home winning streak at 8, thanks to that miraculous 33-point explosion in the fourth quarter last week.
Well, look, you give them credit for what they did in the fourth quarter, but you also got to give them demerits for what they did in the first 3 quarters. I don't know what's wrong with their offense to start games. Bo Nix looks lost at times playing quarterback. I just don't know what they're doing. I know they want to bootleg him. I know they want to get him outside the pocket. I know he's good with his legs. But they need to keep him in the pocket and let him throw the ball down the field. And if you don't trust him to do that, then you got a major problem. It almost looks like Sean Payton's calling a game fearful of his quarterback, which is never a good thing. But having said that, you play the Cowboys defense. They're not very good. I think they're going to be able to make plays against its defense. But more than that, I think the Cowboys are going to be able to make plays against the Broncos defense, which you compared to the 85 Bears last week. Remember that one?
It wasn't me. It was the stats team.
Okay. Well, we can put that to rest after what Jackson Dart did to him last week, okay? Because Jackson Dart wouldn't have put up anything against the 85 Bears. So let's put that to rest. But I think the Cowboys, Dak Prescott is playing at an MVP level. They can score points. They have great receivers on the outside. They have weapons. They can run the ball. I love this team in this spot. I will take the Cowboys, but I also think it's going to get loose.
I got the Cowboys at the very least covering in this game. And I like your pick for the over because we know what this Cowboys offense can do. They can score at will. The Broncos, they've been very tight at times and very loose at times. So which version of that shows up?
What's going to happen in this game?
It's going to get loose.
It's going to get loose. That was a mild-mannered one. Loose. Like an echo.
Okay, that should be a really interesting game. CBS 4:25 Eastern time. Most of the country is going to get that one. If you don't get that one, you might get the largest spread of the week. It's the Titans.
Oh yeah.
Against the Colts. So it's what? One of your lowest rated teams in the NFL.
Cowboys Nation, let's talk about the man who's been carrying this franchise on his back with pride, precision, and power, Dak Prescott. It's time the entire football world finally gives this man his flowers. For years, critics, analysts, and even some fans have questioned whether Dak could rise to the elite level. And yet here we are, 7 weeks into the 2025 season, and he's not just playing well, he's dominating. Dak Prescott isn't just having a good stretch, he's redefining what it means to lead a football team through adversity. He's not doing it with a full roster of stars, not with the best defense behind him, and not with everything going perfectly. He's doing it the hard way, the Dallas way, with grit, resilience, and the heart of a leader who refuses to quit on his team. Let's start with the facts, because numbers don't lie. Through the first 7 games, Dak ranks second in the NFL in both passing yards and touchdowns. 1,881 yards through the air, 16 passing TDs, and only 3 interceptions. That's elite company, right up there with Stafford and Herbert. His completion rate of 71.4% is 4th best in the league, and he leads the entire NFL in total completions. Let that sink in. Nobody has completed more passes than Dak Prescott, and he's doing it while missing his WR1 CeeDee Lamb for nearly 5 weeks, battling with a banged-up offensive line and facing top-tier defenses like Green Bay and the Jets. Think about that for a moment. In Week 5, against a loaded Packers defense without CeeDee Lamb and his left tackle, he threw for 319 yards and 3 touchdowns in primetime. In another game, he faced the Jets with 80% of his offensive line out and still delivered 237 yards and 4 touchdowns. And even in the losses, even when everything seemed stacked against him, Dak never folded. Against the Panthers, without Lamb, Booker, or Turpin, he went 25 for 34 with 261 yards and 3 touchdowns and didn't turn the ball over once. This is not a quarterback who needs excuses. This is a quarterback who creates solutions. Now let's go deeper, because what's really impressive about Dak this season isn't just the stats, it's how he's doing it. According to the NFL's next-gen stats, Dak ranks second in the entire league in aggressiveness percentage, meaning he throws into tight coverage more than almost anyone else, yet he's still completing passes at one of the highest rates in football. That's what elite accuracy and decision-making look like. He's threading the needle, attacking defenses, and doing it with surgical precision. And if you want to talk about who's driving their offense the best in 2025, look no further. Dak Prescott's past EPA, expected points added, sits at 60.83, the highest in the league. When the ball is in his hands, the Cowboys' offense becomes one of the most efficient and dangerous units in the NFL. That's not an opinion, that's data, and it's undeniable. So, for everyone still questioning whether Dak is an MVP candidate, you're missing the bigger picture. He's not just a candidate, he's the front runner. He's taken a team with a historically bad defense and kept them alive, competitive, and dangerous in every single game. The Cowboys currently rank second in total offense and second in passing offense in the entire NFL. They're putting up over 30 points per game on average, and that's without their full arsenal. Now let's be honest about the defense, because we can't ignore what's happening on the other side of the ball. The Cowboys are giving up an average of 401.6 yards per game, the most in the NFL. They're allowing 32.3 points per game, and they rank among the bottom in both rushing and passing yards allowed. That's not just bad, that's catastrophic. And yet somehow, Dak has kept this team from collapsing. With any other quarterback, Dallas would be sitting at 1-6-7 right now. But because of Dak Prescott, they're 3-6-1 and still in the playoff hunt. This is the definition of value. Without Dak, the Cowboys would be buried. With him, they're alive. And not just alive, but capable of turning this season around in a heartbeat. Now think about what happens next. CeeDee Lamb is coming back. The offensive line is getting healthy. George Pickens has developed into a monster deep threat. Ferguson has been rock solid at tight end, and Javonte Williams is heating up in the backfield. This offense, when fully healthy, might be the most explosive unit in the NFC. You saw what they did to Washington. 44 points, pure domination. Dak distributing the ball like a point guard, CeeDee back to his game-breaking form, and Pickens stretching defenses vertically. This is what happens when your quarterback is locked in. Everyone else feeds off his confidence. You can feel it on the sideline. You can see it in the huddle, and you can hear it in his post-game interviews. Dak has command. He's not forcing plays, he's reading defenses, he's staying patient, and he's trusting his guys to make plays. And let's talk about leadership, because stats are only half the story. Dak Prescott has always been the heart and soul of this team. He's the guy who steps up when everyone else is down. He's the voice in the locker room that reminds this team of who they are and what they represent. When he talks, people listen. When he plays, people believe. And right now, that belief is what's keeping the Cowboys season alive. Even Jerry Jones himself has acknowledged it. After the win over Washington, Jones couldn't stop praising Dak's composure and control. He said, "The confidence throughout the game made you feel like we were there all the time." That's the kind of calm dominance you get from a true franchise quarterback. And Brian Schottenheimer, Dallas's head coach, said it best this week. Dak has been phenomenal. He's executing our game plan, reading defenses, and keeping us on schedule. He's playing the best football of his career. It's not just inside the organization either. Around the league, analysts are starting to wake up. ESPN, CBS Sports, and Pro Football Focus all have Dak ranked in the top 3 for MVP voting as of Week 7. The narrative has changed. The same media that doubted him for years is finally starting to give him the respect he's earned. And let's also not forget, this is a man who's overcome everything. He's faced injuries, criticism, heartbreak, and adversity at every level, and each time, he's come back stronger. From the ankle injury in 2020 to the constant media noise about can Dak win the big one, he's never let the pressure break him. Instead, it's made him sharper, hungrier, and more determined. That's not just talent, that's character. And make no mistake, if the Cowboys defense can just tighten up, if Jerry makes the right move at the trade deadline, maybe bring in someone like Max Crosby or Jeffrey Simmons, this team has the offensive firepower to go toe-to-toe with anyone in the NFC. The Eagles, the 49ers, the Lions, none of them want to see this Dallas team healthy in January. So, Cowboys Nation, it's time to shift the conversation. It's time to stop looking for what Dak isn't and start appreciating what he is. He's elite. He's a leader. He's the reason this team still has a pulse. And if the Cowboys can put the right pieces around him down the stretch, don't be surprised if number 4 ends this season holding the NFL MVP trophy in one hand and the Lombardi in the other. Because this version of Dak, he's not just playing for stats, he's playing for legacy. Cowboys Nation, what do you think? Has Dak Prescott proven he's the MVP frontrunner this season? Can this offense lead Dallas back to the top of the NFC? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe right now because this story is far from over. The fire in Dak's eyes says it all. The Cowboys are not done, not even close.